adventure, sports, outdoors. With host Harry Canterbury.
There I was, back in the wild again, and I felt right at home, where I belong. I had that feeling coming over me again, just like it happened so many times before. Yeah.
Hi, Harry Canterbury for another edition of Adventure Sports Outdoors. Join us today as we take a look into the world of birding. A good friend of mine, Bert Princen, a passionate ornithologist, scientist, and just a lover of nature, is an inspiration to me and to many others. I'm sitting in front of a monument that was dedicated to him and his wife, and it's rightfully so here at Spindler Marina Nature Walk along the Illinois River. So join us today for a great show.
Adventure Sports Outdoors, brought to you in part by Corsaw Lumber, manufacturers of quality hardwood products and buyers of standing timber in Smithfield. Rawlings Trailer Sales, supplying sportsmen with all their trailer needs just south of Hopedale. Remax, specializing in commercial and recreational property in Peoria. Michael O'Brien, President. Kaler's Irish Pub and Eatery, located on Peoria's riverfront, open 11 a.m. daily. Alwyn & Sons Meat Company since 1957, located in Peoria Heights, Illinois. Our thanks to these sponsors.
A very dear friend of mine by the name of Bert Princen of Peoria died in October of 2008. And yet I haven't forgotten him because of the impression he left with me. Bert was a very intelligent, highly educated man with a very down-to-earth approach to life, and he loved every bird that probably ever lived. And so today we go back to see his legacy by visiting his lovely wife, Bert Princen, at her home, where the birds are still feeding right now.
Right here?
No, in the back. That's
Over there.
the only one left.
Okay. How many years you've been doing this? About 45 or so?
Yeah, at least.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Those are oiled black oils?
That has all kind of mixture in it, see.
She's got a lot of corn, and there's wheat, and there's millet, and cracked corn. Of course, they love cracked corn. Variety there for the birds. They're like us. They like a smorgasbord.
It's here.
Now, you told me the other day that you go through about how many of these a week?
No, I used to when it was real cold last year.
Uh-huh.
I used 2 of them.
Use
But
2?
now I have in a week I have a half one, because I haven't fed only once a day.
Once a day, yeah.
I
Well, Bert used to feed them all the time, didn't he? Oh, this is
I'll
for
go to
the
the
pileated woodpeckers?
I go to the tree.
All right.
Well, all the woodpeckers come,
All the woodpeckers.
and sometimes chickadees come. So that should do it for today.
Look at all the birds are starting to come in now.
Yeah,
They don't
oh,
pay
yeah.
any attention to it. That was a little woodpecker. All right, well, I'm going to set up the other camera, and we're going to set up and we'll get some of that.
Some water
A lot of people don't know it, but water is really an important part. You wouldn't think so in the wintertime, but the birds drink water in the wintertime.
It's empty, see?
Yeah.
But the deer come and drink also.
You have wild turkeys and deer come up here all the time, don't they?
Yeah, the deer come and drink also. And a raccoon.
A raccoon.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to sit inside and we're going to watch the birds go. I set my camera out there, and then I got the birds going. We're not there. See? That's going to work out great. Then I'll do the same to the bird feeders.
Yeah, that's
And we'll do a little interview with you. And then we're going to put some of Bert's pictures that he did back in 07.
Oh.
So we'll have Bert's picture talking about the birds, but we're going to talk to you a little bit, a little interview, about you enjoyed these for not a lot, but a little bit. Then we're going down to Kelly Seed Company and show all the different types of bird feeders that are available. Then we're going down to Forest Park Foundation, the park, and we're going to talk to R.D. Russell. R.D. Yeah, of the shortening, because it goes a long ways. It stays up there, and it's not messy at all. You just slap it on a tree and let it go.
You don't have to have the expensive one. What is the brand?
Well, Crisco.
Crisco.
Yeah, you just buy the cheapest you can get.
Yeah, I just, well, not the cheapest. I have bought it at Aldi's and it wasn't good at all.
Oh, really? So you buy a little better grade.
I have gotten this at Kroger.
Kroger?
I still like it the best.
Do you really?
Yeah.
But it's amazing that you guys have done this for so many years.
But we didn't used to feed the shortening. We always had the suet, the cakes where you put the suet
you get the
in.
beef suets and the little nets and you hang them out there.
But we have so many animals and the raccoons, and as soon as you hang that out, that thing is gone, the feeder and all.
Oh, they just tear it apart.
They take it apart.
Yeah.
So now this is finished by afternoon, so there is no spoilage.
It's all gone.
It's all gone.
All gone. And you fill your bird feeders once a day.
Once a day. Well, when it's real cold
twice
like
a day.
last year, I have to
Twice a day.
Twice a day.
Well, they sure know this is home.
Oh yeah.
They've been coming here for generations.
They know it, because if I don't have the feeders out, they come here and look, at the window. I always say they tick at the window.
They come to the window and peck on the window and say, I'm hungry. I remember
That's what the turkeys did last week.
They did.
They came up to the window and
they were pecking on the window.
pecking on the window.
Is that right? I know Bert always told me that the birds got fed before he did.
He did.
Yeah, he always said that. He says, I take care of my birds before I eat.
And then in the meantime I had breakfast ready and then he ate. I think
Greet told us about some of Bert's other hobbies and interests. She showed us his collection of butterflies and moths, for instance, and his taxidermy mounts.
He was quite a guy, Bert was. He liked to collect all this stuff, and we sure hope it goes to a good home. I mean, some of these species are from all over the world.
my birthday, and this thing has been standing here
Oh.
for 3 weeks
That's
already,
okay.
and it doesn't go. I think I should.
Preet has a major hobby of her own. She collects and grows a wide variety of orchids. No easy task.
That's beautiful. What is this?
I don't know. I think it's an Oncidium.
Jungle.
Monarch.
Monarch.
It came out yesterday. I was looking at it this morning. And this is pretty too. How many are getting bloom?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want them. All these bright
Yeah.
flowers, just gorgeous.
It is.
And even the leaves.
Gorgeous.
Trip to an Illinois resident, Dr. Bert Princen, who has a true fascination for Illinois bird populations and all of its many species.
These birds. What did you tell me you
Pound-wise?
About 850 pounds for a half year. I start feeding about the 15th of October, and by May 1 I quit.
That's a truckload, you know.
That's a truckload, yeah.
That's a big truck.
It's a half a ton.
Yeah. I'm here with Bert Princen here in Peoria, Illinois, and we're looking at his backyard. What a beautiful place. I've never seen this many birds at one home in my entire life, but you know what? You've been working at this a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, we have lived in this house now for 44 years. We're on the north edge of Forest Park, so that helps. But what you do, you feed the birds, and once you start, you have to continue. There are people that are perfectly happy just watching birds all by themselves, but others like to know more, and you have an opportunity that you should not overlook. We have the Peoria Audubon Society. It's a club of around 500 members here in the Peoria, Central Illinois area. We meet once a month at Forest Park Nature Center on the second Wednesday of the month at 7 o'clock, and come and join us. We have a lot of fun. We're all friends with each other. Occasionally we have food out, you know, like an annual get-together where we eat together. We have good lectures. You can always show pictures if you don't know what you saw, but you have a picture of it. Somebody will be there that can identify your bird. We have been members since 1961, and we still keep going strong.
After we left Greet's house, we headed on over to Kelly Seed Company, a landmark in downtown Peoria, one of the oldest establishments still operating in the city, and took a look at some bird feeders and seed. They gave us a royal tour.
Harry, I'd like to show you some of the different bird blends and different bird grains that we have. This is our fruit and nut mixture. That's a very good one for the timber birds, your chickadee, nuthatch, titmouse, cardinal. Works out very well. There's some peanuts in there for the woodpecker. This one is safflower. Safflower is a seed that your timber birds like, but the sparrow's not real enthusiastic about, and the squirrel doesn't like it real well. So it has a tendency not to go out of your feeders as quickly. This one is what we call Niger seed. That's a specialized seed that comes from India or Ethiopia, and that is primarily for the goldfinch and chickadee, and the housefinch also like it.
Pick up that straw.
This one is a house mix, is our songbird mix, and here again it's like the fruit and nut, but a little more reasonably priced, and also good for the woodsy type birds. This is our standard mixture. This is designed to feed everybody out there, the good, bad, and ugly, and everybody. This is a specialized mixture for the woodpecker. Other birds will, of course, eat it, but it's really a woodpecker magnet. This is just straight peanuts. Peanuts, of course, the squirrel likes, the woodpecker likes, but and your oh Lord,
Blue jay.
Blue jay.
Yeah.
There we go, Harry. And for the one that doesn't want to clean up the mess in his yard, this is sunflower hearts, and there's no debris on the ground. So these are just a few. There's a lot more selections that you could choose from.
I'm here with Nick Vespa, and Nick is going to tell us about all the bird feeders that are available. There's virtually every kind at every kind of price, but can you run through this as far as applications, as the type of birds that if they're what you're wanting to track to your backyard, what you would get?
Type or platform type feeders. The benefit of using something like this is the fact that it is great for cardinals or your larger type birds that actually need a bigger area to perch in order to feed. One of my favorite feeders is this one here, where it is meant for only black oil sunflower. What I like about it is the fact that the little birds will actually cling to the side, but then it also has a big enough perching area for the cardinals. One thing to consider is that if you like a tube type feeder, come down here. One thing to consider is if you like a tube type feeder like these, they're very nice for the smaller birds, but the larger birds like the cardinals are less apt to sit on a feeder like this because it has such a small perching area. But I guess the thing to remember is when you're getting into wild bird feeding is you can go as expensive as you want to and you can go as inexpensive as you want to. You don't have to go with real elaborate feeders in order to get the birds. You could start as for as little as $7 to $10 on a feeder and just a few dollars worth of seed to get started with, or you can go up to hundreds of dollars for some of the very expensive feeders.
It's weight activated.
Our good friend Mike O'Brien has a good wintertime recipe for you, something that will warm your belly and make you smile.
Hey folks, welcome to Adventure Sports Outdoors. I'm Mike O'Brien. With hunting and fishing about done for 2011, I thought I'd treat you to one of my favorite winter type recipes, and it happens to be duck gumbo tonight. We've got a whole bunch of great ingredients here. We start off with andouille sausage, which we brown. We go to some celery, which we also brown and glaze, along with regular onions and green peppers. I got a little fancy today. We went with a little color. And then what we do is we take some mallard duck breast, we brown them in the andouille juices, and cube them like you would for a stew. The type of ingredients that we usually use to put all this together is we use tomato soup and some Zatarain's gumbo mix. Then what we do is we put all these together, we get them going, we get it spicy, and I'll show you how we do this. We're going to go cook right now. Welcome back. What we did to spare us some time today is we took the Zatarain's, put the tomato soup and the rice and everything in the pot to get it warm, and that saved us quite a bit of time. As you can see, there's a little bit of rice in there and stuff, and we're going to add our ingredients, and I'll fill you in on exactly how much to use for a double pot of my world-famous duck gumbo. Firstly, we used about an onion and a half. We also put in extra celery. Anything that I cook with celery in it, it cooks down, but it adds mass to your stock. The andouille sausage, same thing. The more andouille sausage, the better off you are. We've got about 2 pounds here. We browned it, and then we use the broth from the browning for all the vegetables and everything else. So we're just going to put this in here, dump that in, and then last but not least, we got a few left. Last but not least, we've got the green peppers. Lastly, we're going to go with the duck. Now this duck cooked very slowly in the andouille sausage juices and the vegetable juices, so it's very tender already. From a timing standpoint, you're only going to need to let this cook in the pot after you put all the ingredients together for maybe an hour. So we're going to stir this up. As you can see, when we stirred up, there's quite a bit of rice in here. You can see the vegetables, and it's pretty thick, and gumbo is thick. If you get to a situation where you have a little bit too much broth, what I suggest you do is you've got the minute rice or a white rice, and you can add that to thicken up your dinner. When we come back, we'll show you some of the serving complements that we're doing and tell you how good it really is. You can see it's a very meaty and hearty looking soup or gumbo. And what I'm going to do here is you can see all the rice and the sausage and everything. This is a meal for a man. What we're going to do here is we're going to spoon this up into a nice bowl, and I've got some fresh sweet muffins, corn muffins, and we're going to sit down and have a wonderful dinner. Thanks for joining me today. Make sure that you get a copy of this recipe from the webpage or from the show. You'll enjoy it, and this will be an annual thing for over the season when the weather's cold. Thanks for joining me today.
Your mama said, I don't mean you know who now. And she said, I don't love you like I should now. But what your mama don't know.
Hi, I'm Dave Barth with your shooting tip of the week. Today we're going to talk about concealed carry. Illinois is the closest it's ever been to having a concealed carry. 48 states have concealed carry, Illinois and Wisconsin being the last holdouts. Every state that has passed concealed carry, violent crime has gone down. Florida, for example, has gone down 20%. Here today we have some examples of some handguns that would make excellent concealed carry handguns. This is a Taurus 380. For the lady in your life, it has a pink frame. We jump down to the Charter Arms Pink Lady and a Lavender Lady. For the guys or gals, we have some Smith & Wesson and Taurus revolvers. They're lightweights, 38 and 357. In semi-automatics, there's many choices. Here's two examples. Here's a Car Arms 9mm and a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380 with a laser. I'm Dave Barth with your shooting tip of the week.
We also went to Forest Park Nature Center along the Illinois River to talk to J.D. Russell, the director, about the donation being made in Bert Princen's honor.
I'm here with J.D. Russell at the Forest Park Nature Center here in Peoria. A beautiful place and a place where you want to bring your family anytime you can get away to see all the wonders of wildlife that they have to offer here. You are now the director of this operation, is that right?
I am, yes.
And tell us what you do here and what people can see when they come.
Well, Forest Park Nature Center is part of a 540 acre nature preserve. We have numerous wildlife viewing, plenty of birds, turkey, deer, and then through our nature center we also run various programs and events, basically connecting people to all different aspects of nature.
Okay, and he was telling me, guys, that there's a big buck that comes down off the top of this hill and comes down and feeds. Now, we won't tell you what time he comes down, but he's a good one, huh?
He is. He's a beautiful animal.
Really?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. This deer season, of course, I didn't get a deer. I'm always looking for a wall hanger, but now that you told me you've got him here, maybe this would be a great place to... You know, I always found out if you're going to go fishing where it says no fishing, that's a good place to fish.
Those are the best place,
where it says no hunting, if you can get in, it's a great place to go. But all kidding set aside, this is a beautiful place. And we were just at Bert Princen's up just the road here a little ways. Her husband, Bert Princen, was a ornithologist, and really a wonderful guy. And we're going to dedicate to Bert a bird feeder. I have a check right here in my back pocket for the remainder of what was left after we built a monument and placed it across the river for $441.44, and I wanted to give this to you. And this is for to be dedicated to Bert Princen. I know you're going to hang a nice plaque inside there, and we'll get a real good bird feeder.
Yes,
and
we
this
will.
check
Well,
is for you.
yeah, it's greatly appreciated. Bert was a great advocate for nature and wildlife in general.
Yes, he was. He was a great guy. Had a PhD in chemistry, and he had all sorts of interest in wildlife and nature. And Bert was a fine guy, and we miss him deeply. We really do. Well, anyway, let's take a look inside to see what you have inside the facility.
Absolutely.
All righty. JD, interesting place. You've got all sorts of things to see, especially for youngsters if they would like to know a little bit about the outdoors. But a neat display here is an American buffalo, or if you're going to be politically correct, it's a bison. Yeah, we got a bison skull, and this skull right here is a Illinois buffalo that was found somewhere.
That's correct. Yes, this display is a good example of kind of the displays that we have here in the Nature Center, and this talks a little bit about bison who were extirpated from the area. And this skull, it was found in Chillicothe, Illinois, so just
up
north
the
there.
road
Yep,
about
yep.
10 miles.
Yeah, along with the other
these
bison
are some of the other
remains that we
bones
have
and
in there.
remains
Yes,
here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, it is a good example of we use it a lot to with children that come in here, get kids involved with not only species that are currently here, but ones that used to be here as well.
Okay, they really gang up out here, don't they?
Yeah, our bird room is a great place to see birds all year round, especially during the winter. They do congregate at our feeders, so people can come in here, enjoy a nice cup of coffee, stay warm in our bird room, and still check out wildlife.
Yeah, it's a neat place, and of course, Bert Prinzen's bird feeder will be out there for
Yes,
this
it will.
winter.
Yes, it will. Yeah.
Okay. We're really looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
as are we.
Well, let's go take a look.
Okay, terrific.
We're standing in the bird room here at the Nature Center, and Bert's bird feeder is going to go where? You gotta
We'll probably put it right out front there. That way we can put a variety of seed in there and draw a large variety of birds that we have in the area to the bird feeder.
And inside here, you've got a lot of indigenous species all through all the walls here of a lot of the birds that come to the bird feeders, right?
We do, yes, and some ones that will not come to the bird feeder, but also some ones that we have in the area, such as some of our great horned owls and pictures of our bald eagles that we have up there.
And it being Christmas right now, for bird lovers, you've got a lot of books and things to offer the
We
public.
do. We have a number of bird guides. We sell numerous bird feeders and bird seed as well. So yeah, if you have a bird lover or nature lover for that matter on your Christmas list,
it's a great place to come.
Yeah, Trailhead Nature Store is a great place to come and get some of your shopping done.
Well, I want to thank JD for his participation and cooperation in getting Bert Princen a place where people can come down and watch the birds, because that was his passion.
It was.
And we'll have a nice plaque for you to put up, and so people will know that Bert Princen was such a passionate man about birds.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. We're honored to do so.
Okay, thank you very much for the tour. Appreciate it. You bet.
Adventure Sports Outdoors, brought to you in part by Corsaw Lumber, manufacturers of quality hardwood products and buyers of standing timber in Smithfield. Rawlings Trailer Sales, supplying sportsmen with all their trailer needs just south of Hopedale. Remax, specializing in commercial and recreational property in Peoria. Michael O'Brien, President. Gaylor's Irish Pub and Eatery, located on Peoria's riverfront, open 11 a.m. daily.
Alwyn & Sons Meat Company since 1957, located in Peoria Heights, Illinois.
Our thanks to these sponsors.
The memorial plaque at the Spindler Marina is dedicated to Bert Princen and provides those who like to watch birds a chance to spot them along the stretch of the Illinois River. You might want to check it out. It is a beautiful place.